Hey, this is Steve Moreland, and this is the Success Publishing Podcast. And we always love to introduce new authors to the world. And today we have an incredible life coach. I'm going to let her introduce herself to you here in just a second. I have just spent the last few minutes having a chance just to chat with her. A rare pleasure just to go over and talk and understand why she does what she does. That's what we're going to talk about. We're going to show her book and talk about how she loves to focus on the mental health of other individuals, talk about her background, her formal training, her life coach training, and what she does to make the world a better place. So, Cecelia, I'm going to let you jump in here and introduce yourself and tell everybody, first of all, where you're at on the planet. Okay, I know you're in my old stomping grounds in Houston, Texas. But yeah, tell everybody where you're from, and then give us a little background on who you are.
Okay. Thank you, Steve. Thank you. Really appreciate this opportunity. Like Steve said, I'm Cecelia Williams, and little girl was born here in Houston, Texas, to two parents, wonderful wounded parents, and I'm still in Houston, Texas.
Yeah.
Never been to go to DC. Thought I was going to relocate, but that ended up coming back here, and I love Houston. I really do. I love
Yeah, sure.
Houston.
So I want to show off your book here in a second, but I want to get a chance to kind of talk about where you went in and your background. I know you have a master's degree in professional counseling. Um, when someone is choosing their degree path, a lot of people go one direction and then they end up choosing a job and a career that has nothing to do with their degree course. Yours was right on the money. How did you have that prescience to know where you wanted to go at such a young age?
Thank you, Steve. That's a wonderful question. Um, Actually, I grew up, worked at the post office for a while. Started off actually being LVN, didn't work out with that. So anyway, post office. And I did not know that there was a career in life to do something that I really love, which was skincare. So I was an esthetician for 15, 20 years. I
Sure.
did that, and then I knew I had to come from behind the chair, so I wanted to manage. Had
Mhm.
not had higher education yet.
Mhm.
So I started this little program, going to get my manager's degree to manage a salon, and got a phone call from the University of Phoenix asking, I mean, asking me if I would rather get a 4-year degree than to do the other little program, because it was going to take me a long time to do it, because I was entrepreneur. I could only take one class at a time. That was only 4 classes to take. It was going to take me a couple of years to do it, right?
Sure.
So I jumped in and went on and got my degree at the University of Phoenix as management, because
Okay.
I wanted to manage the salon, right?
Sure.
But then that didn't work out, had some medical issues. So then I went on and did my MBA. So then I said, I won't manage it, I can do the business part of it, right? But while being an esthetician behind the chair, one of the things that happens, and I think barbers and uh, what do you call waiters or whatever hear the same thing. People are telling you their life stories, and so you kind of find yourself getting into that field. So after the MBA and all that other stuff didn't work out with the esthetician, I said, you know what? I'm going to be a counselor, because that's my heart. It really is my heart. And Steve, it's my heart because I started off in life with a traumatic experience. I did not know that my childhood had changed me. As a young woman, I did not know that I had resentment. I did not know that everybody wasn't feeling depressed or crying, and all of that. So in my second marriage, I went to Al-Anon, and the leader of the group told me that I was in the marriage I was in, which I was very unhappy, it was abusive, because of my childhood, because my childhood was abusive. So it sent me on a wonderful path
Yeah.
of enlightenment, being introspective, self-awareness, and led me to where I am today. And I'm thankful.
Wow. And you very poetically explained this wonderful path that has now brought you into an environment. I know you do life coaching as well. And so, I totally agree with you. I have some friends of mine that have been bartenders. And I
Oh,
think you were talking about that, how they end up being there to counsel the individuals that run into a roadblock in their life and they find themselves sitting in front of a glass talking to Jack Daniels or one of his other friends, Jose Cuervo. You know how it goes, right? And it ended up being the guy left at the bar by himself. The bartender strikes up a conversation, and the guy's just needing to talk about whatever's going wrong. And, I'll tell you that a lot of bartenders should have a degree in counseling, probably, because they end up giving what I call more homespun wisdom, right? Mark Twain was eloquent. He said, common sense is not so common. Maybe we should call it horse sense, right? But you took it to the next level and said, well, why don't I go get a correct, qualified level of education? So when all of these individuals that I'm now serving, that you do so wonderfully, I actually know it's not a guess. I can actually find out by asking the right questions, eliciting the right level of what's going on, what triggers it. You can actually do something to alter their stars.
right. Absolutely. And Steve, absolutely, absolutely. And also, I just have to interject this part because I was in my 30s when I realized I was not who I came here to be. I wasn't the person I showed up as a child. And I know that there are other people out there, particularly I would talk to women just because I am a woman and a little comfortable with women. But there are so many more women, Steve, that do not realize that going through life, not achieving their dreams, not knowing why, feeling depressed, not understanding why. And I want to reach those people. I want to reach them and tell them, you do not have to live like this. There is a happier place in life for you.
Absolutely.
Not being who you came here to be either. That's another one, so yes.
And that's got to be the root cause analysis. Is you have to decide, first of all, that you're sick and tired of being sick and tired.
That's right.
Okay? You can't start the road to change until you get tired of living the road that you hate.
That's right. That's right.
So you actually get to find these individuals. You're qualified to then help them start this metamorphosis.
Yes. Very good.
And
yeah.
the whole chrysalis process, it's not easy, is it?
No, no, Steve, it is not easy. It is not easy at all. And I have a granddaughter that I kind of mentor, and I talk to her all the time because her childhood and her beginning was challenging too. And I tell her all the time, you've got to do the work. I know you want to be the best you can be, but it just doesn't happen by osmosis. You have to read, you have to get mentors, you have to work on yourself, and it's not easy. And let me say this too. I had two wounded parents, and I'm sure they came from wounded parents.
Sure.
See, just this week, I'm in school. Now I'm going for my master coach certification. Okay. And my niche is going to be parenting. Wow. I believe that when parents, but women, because they say the rocks are cradle rules the world. When we really get it right or be better, our world would be better. People killing themselves, our jails are overflowing. Most of the people in jail came from dysfunctional families.
Absolutely. Sure.
So, yeah.
So what you're doing is you help individuals because you have the right amount of training. So you have the ability to give mental therapy because it all starts with their own self-narrative. So you help them to adjust that because they are stuck in this thing that they believe they deserve, that they live in.
That's it. That's right. Exactly. They think they deserve that. That's right.
And so you help them say, no, not anymore. So we got to start shifting. And when you shift a paradigm, an entire world changes.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah. How fulfilling every day, how fulfilling your life is.
Oh, it is. Oh, it is. Give me such joy in this book.
Yeah, so let's talk about that because you were talking about your expertise. So you took all this and you wrapped it into a book. So tell me in Breakthrough Success, I looked at your press release. I know you've been on, let's see, Fox and NBC and CBS. You have a formula. It looks like a four-part formula to me. It's about prayer. It's
Yes,
about speaking daily affirmations,
yes,
believing in yourself. And then
yes.
the fourth piece that I thought was, you can't miss it, knowing that you deserve a healthier life.
You have
Wow.
to, you have to know it. Steve, and just a little bit on that. I believe in network marketing, and I believed in it for years, and I strived real hard to make success at it. And I had little success, but not what I wanted. But what I learned, part of my perceived failure is because I did not believe I deserved it. I really, in
Wow.
my heart, in my soul, did not believe, yeah, that I deserved it or I could do it. So yeah.
So in writing your book,
Yeah.
if I were to say, okay, Cecilia, you and I are sitting here, we're having a cup of coffee in your home,
Mhm,
and in 5 minutes from now,
mhm,
I'm going to step out of your front door
mhm.
and I'm going to walk into the worst hell of my life. Okay. And why I came by here is before I step off into my great test, can you give me the most valuable advice to ensure that I'm going to make it to the other side?
Oh, Steve, you know, that's a toughie. The second toughie you mentioned to me today. But if you came to me, you're getting ready to step out into this hell, and you know you're getting ready to step out into this hell. I would have to say to you that Steve or whomever, you have to know that you're going to get through that hell. You have to believe and you have to know it. It's not faking it. You have to know I'm going to get through this. For me, it's my belief in the higher power.
Yeah.
Okay. So whatever comes my way, I have the power and I can overcome it. I can go through it. So that would be what I would say to you.
Beautiful. Well said. And that is the message that is in your book is being able to access that. And I know you mentioned something about being able to self-question your mood and your temperament that
Mm,
are would you call those the glasses of how we interpret our life? Is that a correct understanding?
I definitely believe that our experiences has everything to do with our perception, but it can be changed. I do
Yeah.
believe that. That's where the affirmations come in. I'm
Okay.
able to change and become um, a more loving, kind, positive thinking person. I became aware of what I was thinking all the time and made the shift because I would do affirmations a lot on a daily basis. As a matter of fact, I still do affirmations.
Sure.
Hmm.
So you, as an expert
Yes.
that you are, you're saying that first of all, becoming conscious of our self-talk is step number one.
Yes.
And then number two, when we become conscious of our self-talk, we find that I heard this statistic. 40,000 comments a day, and
Yes.
80% of them are negative to ourselves.
Steve, absolutely. You're right. We, what's in our head sabotage us. We did an illustration. The guy showed us, he had a little glass of Coke, soda, your little glass,
Yeah,
but that much soda, right?
right.
And so his thing is, okay, this is negativity. Okay, so when we clear this up, then it'll be positive. So he poured water and water and water. You know how much water it took? And it still, he put a whole pitcher of water, but it still did not clear that up. So it takes a lot of work, takes a lot of affirmations and belief in yourself to actually erase those negative thoughts that's in your head. Yes.
So starting to be aware of it, recognizing, oh, I'm at the moment, I'm my own worst enemy. The enemy is already inside the gates, if you will,
That's
right?
right. Very good. Yes.
And so the reason why I hate the world and they're doing things to me is because of the way I'm interpreting. So if I can change my interpretation, then all of a sudden the world doesn't become this ugly place trying to do all this evil to me.
That's right.
It
Very
can become a beautiful place.
beautiful place. See, I had such resentment. I'll never forget. My second husband told me, he said, "Cecelia, I've never known anyone to wake up mad. Who wakes up mad?" You know, at
Right?
the time, I had a victim mentality. I
Yeah.
was a victim. And so I had resentment, you know, and that was the lens that I was looking out at the world. You know, everything was happening to me. I
Sure.
didn't know I had the control over everything. So,
Wow.
yeah, so that was funny. Yes, yes.
Amazing. So every day you get to help individuals move
Right.
from victim to victor.
Yes, right. That's it. Steve, you great. God, you have it. Yes.
How awesome. That's amazing. So, I'm just so excited that you had a chance to write your book and now you're reaching out and having individuals reach out to you to not only speak, you're already doing speaking, but being able to put it into words where people can then read that
Right.
and you can connect to people all over the world. Tell me what is the one experience of becoming an author that is your most unexpected experience?
You know what you asked Lydia that question, and she had an awesome answer. I mean, it was amazing. You know, I saw that. Um, mine. That is not that with Lillian, but actually, when I thought about writing my book, I realized it was going to affect some people because I'm exposing some things that happened to me in my life. And my father, birth father and birth mother have transitioned already. But one of my family members came to me and said, I'm glad you wrote your book, because I know it's your life, but I am a little uncomfortable with I understood what they were saying because now their friends, if their friends read the book or other people that they know read the book, and
Sure.
their disclosure, because I'm very transparent.
Yes.
Uh, I don't try to hide anything. So far that was really kind of it. And then some of my reviews have been very complimentary, and
Yes.
I
Yeah.
thank God for that.
Yeah.
That family member.
I think obviously when they're family, we always want to be nurturing and caring.
Yeah.
But the thing is until we address the types of abuse that our world tries to sweep underneath the rug,
There you go. That's right. Hide from. That's right.
how
Pretend.
can you fix it unless you address it?
You can. You cannot, Steve. You
No.
cannot. And Steve, something I've heard you say too, I think you and Amanda, we're all people. We're all just human beings here doing the best we can. We really are. And we make mistakes and we fall down and we get up and we fall down and we get up. And thank God we can continue, to get back up.
Right.
But we're not going to heal if we keep trying to pretend that
Yes.
we're not hurt,
Yeah.
you know, or that we are perfect, because we're not, So, yeah.
Yeah, I think that is the one of the most beautiful things is that when you are an author and you're transparent and you don't write what I call a mannequin story
Yes.
that's plastic and hollow. And look at me, I'm so pretty, and look how I wear these clothes. And everybody goes by that and goes, I don't know who ever looks like that and wears those clothes like that, but it's not right. You get that feeling of fake. And
Right. That's it.
I
Yes.
love, how I love Dr. Brene Brown there from University of
Yeah.
Houston.
Ooh,
She
wasn't
is
she great?
wonderful.
Wonderful.
And I
Yeah.
love her concept on courageous vulnerability, the
Yes.
courage it took for you to write your story, to be vulnerable.
That's right.
And then you spent your life and invested in your education and have now found a career where you get to change other people from the experience that you went through and how you first changed yourself. Wow, what a worthy life.
Thank you, Steve. That is awesome. And let me throw this in, Steve. Um, because I'm also wanting to, I'm gonna get another niche over here somewhere where I'm appealing to senior citizens that think that it's too late in life. All my higher education came from 50 years and up. I did it at 50 years old. All those 3 degrees.
You
So,
never stop, never give up.
never stop. Lifelong learner. That's what I think of myself as.
I love it. Amazing. You're such an example to so many, and I just count it a real honor to know you and have gotten a chance to hang out with you. And we always have such a good time talking together and laughing together. And I just think that you have such an amazing opportunity to make a difference in our world. And thank you for being who you are.
Bless you. Take care.
You too.